So they'll be calling you radical. So next page, this is going to be organic, and you know, I'll move around, and we can always edit it later inside the infamous Stewart Library. So Yo, sitting right there at the reference desk, is the Japanese trainer for the Jazz. They didn't give him a ticket last night. He had to buy his own. That's one of the infamous study right there, right there. That's him. That's one of them that got the grant. We'll talk about this. So, here's the irony of all this. So, nude descending down the staircase. Stay with me. So, this is the irony. Incredible. This, you want to almost hang yourself after this. So, this is where I've done all my infamous work. Right here. Same place that Ed Raby did his work. Same place that Wolfgang Gossett did his work. Who's that? D.B. Cooper. Same place that Melvin Dumar, who I knew personally, forged the Howard Hughes will. Same place that Mark Hoffman had a key to special collection. Same place the Brownings had a key and policed it for anybody who was writing anything negative about him selling to both sides. Same place that Fa McCabe, she was downtown, Bernard DeVoto. This historic place. Now stay with this. So, Sarah, who works the reference desk there, I told her, look, how great is this? You're a research PhD. She's been published. Oh, fuck, I want to hang on. I says, that's how Fa McCabe Brody did her work. Now stay with me. This is historic stuff. So Mitt Romney, who I've interviewed, within feet of the mice lab. Within feet. Tracy Hall, my 8th grade history teacher, not science, who invented the synthetic diamond. This university funded this. Well, she got a federal grant. This university supported it. Her mice lab's in there, in the very room next door to where I interviewed Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney is the sponsor of this study. It would never. So they got published, and they're all over for the, I call it penny painting science. You know, and she's great. You know, young. So is he. But I says it's panty painter science, and you get published all over. So they're studying the effects of vaping on mice. Okay. Now this is, stay with me, this is important historic stuff. We'll get this work done. We'll walk down here. I taught at the Wattis School of Business. Now this is the incredible iron. The greatest finance professor, the greatest professor in the history of this country. Bar none. I have the last letter of recommendation in that library. He wrote to me. His name is Clyde Cooley, University of Chicago, just like Fa McCabe Brody. Right there, the #1 school of business in the United States for many, many. We couldn't get an MBA program. He got it one because we were #1. Because we had a contract with Utah State. Utah State would do their MBA in that very building. A lot of guys from here got their MBAs at Utah State here in the Wattis. E.O. Wattis died of leukemia. E.O. Wattis died of leukemia 3 days after he got the contract to build Hoover Dam. E.O. Wattis is Utah Construction. Utah Construction is General Electric. They built the reactors at Fukushima, Japan. The lab's right there. Mitt Romney right there. Stay with me. Mitt Romney, his kids, Bain Capital, Grassy Mountain, right across the lake right there. The most filthy, disgusting nuclear dump site in the world. Mitt Romney, Boston. Oh, it gets better. Stericycle, Bountiful, Utah, who burns the only medical incinerator in North America that can burn mad cow into the atmosphere. Been heavily debated. The woman who defended inside the Utah State Legislature, Governor Herbert, worked a deal to move out next to Grassy Mountain. Had to move by 2018. That's the deal. They're still there. So this professor, I come back from Wall Street to get the very first MBA. You know, I'm here anyway. I'm doing my work inside this lab. You know, I run a hedge fund. I got so much money. I'm a derivative arbitrage specialist. I'm the protege of Dr. Clyde Cooley at the Wattis School of Business, which I call it the Wattis curse. Dr. Hanley just died. The great football player, donated his brain. He's right here. When he did the famous interview with Sports Illustrated, what's the chance of turning this corrupt, bleeding football program? I'm standing next to him. A snowball's chance in hell. Let's see if they're open. Yeah, I'm hoping. Oh yeah, this is good. My school business. I cut a deal to get the first MBA. They took it from me. See if they took down the pictures of him. I took down everything else. There he is. Most famous finance professor in American history. 2 weeks before he got to teach this infamous MBA program. Standing right there in the class. Standing right there in the class. His office was right here, around the corner. Bruce Handley's was right there. #1 school business in the United States. I graduated the second time in '96 with Mikado. That's the heir to the Japanese royal family. He and we graduated together. I was Clyde Coley's protege. Highest score he ever gave. His average grade was a D+. 17 students got through that year. Had a BA through him. 360 started. This was the old Wattis lab that I used to run, the computer lab. I used to run my work through. There used to be a picture right here on the wall of all these paintings, beautiful paintings and all. They've moved in and tore them out. They hijacked this school business, totally hijacked it, took it over. So, Chinese. When Dr. Cooley died, Kyle Madsen, I showed you right there. He took over the part. He couldn't hang. He said, Kevin, you got to run this for me. I can't run that. I don't even have an MBA. Dr. Handley, Kyle, we'll cut a deal with you. We'll give you the first MBA, you know, pay you under the table, do this, give you this, and this. Like a dumbass, I agreed. But what happened? Non-smoker. Kyle Madsen, great guy. He was not him. I ran the show. He got lung cancer in 2005 and died. They hijacked it. Don't go see the Dalai Lama. Her office is right around the corner. So let's keep going. This book, you know, this is what I'm down to. Published. Kevin Blanch, your time in the barrel. Your time to shine. He'd make you public speak, whatever. He was a beast. I always thought he hated me. Until I wrote the letter of recommendation. That's how I got my jobs way back. I've been trading derivatives and futures in the cattle pits of Ogden, Utah since I was a 14-year-old boy. I watched my uncles carrying suitcases of cash in these great infamous stockyards of Ogden, Utah. Right here. The Mice Lab. It's made international. Right there. Here's the irony. I interviewed Mitt Romney. He says, what about Fukushima? Wouldn't talk. Right next to the Mice Lab. Mitt Romney owns Stericycle. It's still there. Clyde Cooley died of mad cow. 2 weeks inside his classroom right there. He started going crazy. Couldn't even talk. Whatever. Students had to lead him out. It ate up his brain. Kyle Madsen threw such karma on himself. I had so much money in those days. I was all over the world. I flew back from New York and I says, how's Clyde doing? Oh, didn't you know he died? When? 2 weeks ago. You never said anything? You guys do anything for him? Talk about karma. By the way, Kyle Madsen's wife, a non-smoker also. I go on, so many of them are all dead. Don't go see the Dalai Lama. Stay tuned. I'm going to finish this book. You know, I'm going to work on it leading up to it. I hope to get it all done by March 11th. It's free. You know, I'll rely on donations. That covered the greatest story ever told. Literature. It always changes around the edges. Doesn't change the core. Virtual literature, Kevin Blanch. I am the core. The melted down cores. The elasticity of time. They did the same thing to Watt Mikowski, the first player of color in Asia, in his jump hook at Weber State, 2 national championships. How about Kathy Miller, number 44, put up a 50. You see her? No. Lord, 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 Lord. Lord, Lord, Lord. Nobody did anything for Lord here. You ought to see them all down there freaking grandstanding now. They're the best player in the history of the school. Be there. I'll be there tonight. Way better than Lillard ever was here. And Lillard was unbelievable. Oh, for Ogden? For Oakland? Oregon? Google Oregon. Sam Clark, you get me. Kevin Blanch. Me from not me. Weber. Kevin Blanch from the sea. Oakland, you're going to get me dead wells. They won't fund me. The greatest PhD in human history. But they'll fund vaping. By the way, I call bullshit on the whole fucking study. Stand tuned.